Nakya would help administer, so that you wouldn't have to worry about finding out the information, because we will have a database with network information, so we can help set you up and introduce you to people. So it's just creating something of a centralized location for information. So another reason why is we want to bolster social, cultural, and philanthropic activities in the Konkani Youth community. So if you see, remember the service information, as well as other social activities as well, like Konkani conventions, trips, etc. We also want to provide a unifying front in preserving our culture through various other methods, webinars, etc. as well.
Just to, not interject, but to kind of go over something that Sheila said. On a personal level, I gave you my long list of how I've been involved, but in the way that the Konkani community has given back to me kind of came together last year at actually Sheila's wedding, although it happens at every Konkani wedding, where aunties and uncles or other friends at the wedding will ask, hey, how do you know the bride and groom, or what brings you here? And to stop and think, well, it's because I went to Somaliland and I met people there, and there were just tables of people there that are like our cousins that we have in India, but here. And blood relatives, but we're not. And it was very powerful to think that it just started with just those, hey, I'm so-and-so from here, and it grew to be going to people's weddings. So that was very powerful in terms of the connections that get made.
So those are some of the reasons why we wanted to create Nakya, and the vision for the organization is to be an umbrella organization that builds, strengthens, and unifies our community, our diaspora, if you will. Two big words for today. And you can see our mission up there is really to strive to install shared Konkani values and culture while recognizing the unique experiences of Konkani youth in North America. I think we touched on a little bit of that yesterday as well. The organization aims to foster and cultivate the Konkani community by educating Konkani youth about our ancestral past while creating a community consciousness that supports professional and social development. I know there's a lot of words there, but thinking kind of broadly, we basically want to be able to create some sort of structure to help preserve and sustain our community.
So these conventions have meant a lot to me. On a personal note, I've met a lot of individuals at these conventions. And it's not just, the people that I grew up with in the Bay Area, but it's also fostered relationships all over the world, literally. And one of the things that has happened to me is the sense of community, which is why I wanted to be part of Nakya. I wanted to be part of this planning committee for this convention. In 2007, I ran a marathon in honor of 3 Konkani women who have been affected by blood cancer. And it meant a lot to me. I actually met one of the individuals through Konkani Chatter. I didn't know who she was, and it ended up being Archana Bhatt, who's one of the members of this Nakya board, and also Shita's sister. And for me, it has meant that I want to push our community to do more and to give back and to realize that everything that we do for one another and with one another means that much. And so, because of you all, I was one of the top fundraisers for the Team in Training Leukemia Society, and that meant a lot to me. Aunties and uncles out of the woodwork, and literally all of you guys gave me so much money, and so more than the money, it was all the emotional support that I got. And I know that meant a lot to a lot of the individuals and our families who have been affected by this. And even if it's not their daughter or their son, they all came out and they cheered. And so that would not have been possible if not for Konkani Chatter, if not for the youth conventions, and if not for the main convention. So it means a lot to me that we continuously put effort into defining what our community is and pushing our community to do more.
So now that you've seen kind of the impacts, you've heard various stories, now it's about, we want to show you kind of the structure of how Nakya will work to make these things even more possible for everyone in this room. We want to kind of give you guys the equal opportunities that everyone here has had as well. So if you look here, we have the Nakya ecosystem. We're actually going to be, it's a very nice place. I don't think people are awake this morning, because that was kind of funny, and everyone's like, we need to wake up, people. I know this might be a little boring, but come on. Let's wake up a little. I'm trying to blow your mind, and I feel like it is just passing everyone over right now. So let me have the opportunity to please blow your mind. So in our ecosystem, we're actually going to be under the Nakya board, and if everyone kind of is aware, Nakya is actually comprised of the leaders on the national scale that have hosted surveillance as well. And this community is extremely enthusiastic about the youth. Just this past week, they said Nakya, like everyone on the Nakya board has sent well wishes to the youth group in hosting this convention. Because at the end of the day, no matter what effort we do, it is a huge feat, and it is something commendable that we're trying to preserve our culture. Under Nakya, of course, there's going to be Nakya, the board, and Nakya will comprise of 10 board members. These board members will typically comprise of people who are extremely enthusiastic on a national level, who want to participate at national level, or have already participated on a local level. So if you've been extremely involved in a community in your area, but really want to make that jump to the national level, this is the avenue for you. This will allow you to have the tools and the vision, along with other fellow board members, to really create any kind of ideas to a reality. So that's what Nakya is for. As you can see, active role. Is everyone's minds blown? Like I said, of course, we're going to provide guidance for national level, as well as help groups, especially with KYC, the Konkani Youth Convention. We actually want to help in providing a more of an administrative role in supporting, as well as, you know, giving the resources that are needed for these kind of events. It is not an easy feat. Everyone here can attest that we have also organized various Konkani Youth Conventions and Konkani Convention efforts. At this time, I'd like everyone to actually give the DC group a round of applause. So now we're awake. So as you see, this is something that does take a lot of effort. You do have to have the drive, but at the same token, it's such a great reward to see the preservation of your culture, fellow Konkani youth actually learning and meeting new people. I think that's the best gift when you're doing any kind of thing on a national level. As well as we'll be administering such sites as like Konkani Chatter, and I know that's been mentioned a couple times. If you're not familiar with it, it's actually a website that provides dialogue between various Konkani individuals on various topics. And also we're going to provide lines of communication as well.
So pretty much we're here to inspire you guys to take the reins. We have a lot of opportunities for you to get involved and really make a difference in our community. And I guess I didn't realize how much of a difference we really can make until I looked at my own family. Getting involved in the Konkani community over years and years was really fun. I mean, dancing and giving speeches and performing poetry and things like that at the youth at the just the local Konkani Association events. It was all fun and games for me. I never really thought too much about it. It was all really just an enjoyable thing. However, now my sister is 14 years old, and I see her looking up at me and wanting to get involved in the Konkani community. And it's through doing these things and getting involved and finding out those opportunities that I can share them with other people. Because, I mean, we're here, we're starting Nakya, but it's not something that we're always going to be the Nakya board members. Everyone needs to take an active role in our community to really keep it going. And my sister and I have gotten closer through just talking about Konkani activities and Konkani events. And not only that, it's motivated her to learn Konkani. And now we have kind of, like I'm in college and she's 14, but we talk on the phone like every 2 to 3 weeks.